Hello, everyone, and welcome to our event today. We're going to be getting started fairly soon. So we've got a few minutes here. I'm going to let everybody kind of pour in. We'll be seeing attendees pour into the room here. We've got a bunch of people registered, so we should probably have, I don't know, maybe 100 people joining us today on today's event. So it'll be pretty cool. We're going to be going through a lot of really good stuff, and the chat's going to be open during the event. So we're not getting ready to start here for a few more minutes, but I'm here a little bit early because I just wanted to kind of touch base, say hello to everybody, see where you're from. So if you're coming in now, type into the chat. Let me know where you're from. I'm down here in Tampa, Florida. So the weather is pretty favorable down here today. But if you don't mind, go ahead and type into the chat. Let me know. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you're joining us from today, and also what you're excited about. Are you excited about business credit today? Excited about financing? You excited about offering business credit and financing as a service? All of the above. So you'll be able to see that you can chat openly. I'll be able to see your chat. Everybody here will be able to see your chat. So hopefully you're not all shy. The last event I did, everybody was pretty openly. There we go, Arlington, Texas. You know, Texas is my favorite state. Actually was stationed down in Texas for some time when I was in the Air Force. So I love Texas. So Robert, welcome from Arlington. What's up, JR? I don't know where you're from. San Antonio. There you go, Chad. I was actually stationed in San Antonio. So I would spend some time down there on your river walk. I actually had a one-day pass when I was in basic training. I ran into two of my teachers on a boat in your river walk. And I'm from a town of like 9,000 people. And San Antonio is a pretty big town. South Carolina, welcome, Bill from South Carolina. I love South Carolina. I spent some time up there on the coast, beautiful area. Chicago, Gardner. I wonder if it's cold up there in Chicago right now. It's definitely not cold down here in Tampa. It's pretty warm down here. I was just actually speaking to my wife a little bit earlier about how it's supposed to be like 80 something degrees for Christmas. So hopefully you have a nice Christmas. Hopefully it's going to be maybe a white Christmas. My kids would love to see snow. They never have. Georgia. I was just up in Georgia. Just went through Georgia. Was up and headed up to Tennessee for a vacation for Thanksgiving. So we're going to spend some more time in Georgia. Beautiful area. Charleston, cool. Not bad, good. I think usually, Gardner, for what I find is if it's really warm down here, it's usually warm everywhere else. So that's cool. I spent some time, and I don't know if a lot of you are, or any of you are using a service to actually video chat known as Periscope, but I've kind of got addicted to Periscope recently, and I've been spending time with people in Chicago walking me through downtown Chicago, so I've enjoyed it up there. So George, Irving, Texas, Irving, Texas, welcome. Where else is everybody from? Atlanta, that's cool. Excited about business credit and financing. Good. We're going to be going over both today. We're going to be going over business credit. We're going to be going over financing. And we're also going to be going over how to offer business credit and financing as a service. So we're going to give it a few more minutes while we kind of chat here for everybody to kind of pour in, and we'll get started. Not a lot of presentation today. We're not going to do a big PowerPoint presentation. This is going to be a live demo, which I've never really done before. But if you're here, go ahead and type in the chat. Let us know where you're from. South Carolina. A lot of people from South Carolina. Me too. Love Periscope. Carlos, it's awesome, right? It's addictive. So here's the deal. I discovered Periscope this month, and before the 15th of the month, we had used all of the data on our data plan. My family's not used to me using a lot of data, and I used a lot of data because I've been scoping on Periscope obsessively. I watch what people are doing all around the country and world. It's pretty cool. So I'm glad you love Periscope as well. So tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're interested in. Are you interested in business credit? Are you interested in financing? Are you interested in offering business credit and financing as a service? So go ahead and type in the chat. Let us know. We're going to be getting started in a few more minutes. We're just going to let some other people pour in while we kind of chat. I wonder if anybody else is checking out Periscope recently. Periscope seems to be, I just discovered it. It's been out for a while, but I'm mesmerized and in disbelief that something like Periscope actually exists. So I don't have a real talkative group here yet, but we'll see what happens. Offering business credit as a service. Good. That's what we're exactly going to be going over. So we'll be teaching you everything of how you can offer business credit and what you can use resources-wise to do it. Seattle. Oh, welcome from Seattle. That's cool. You're the only person I've seen so far on the West Coast. So our operations officer is up in Washington State by where you are, and she takes pictures of snow and sends them to us. Actually, she'll on our Hangouts, while we're on Google Hangouts, she'll show us some images of school, which we appreciate down here in Florida. Real estate investor. Good. Hard money lending. It's Fernando. I just finished a podcast podcast interview with a really cool guy that his podcast is dedicated to real estate investors. His name is Gavin Welch, Welch. So his podcast is actually dedicated to real estate investors, and he's got some pretty good content. You should check him out. Philly, New York City. That's cool. Welcome, man. Milton. Hey, Milton, that's my dad's middle name. That's cool. That's pretty rare. So that's awesome. Well, welcome. Glad you guys can make it. Doesn't work well with Safari. Periscope. Yeah, I've used, the only time I use Periscope, I tried to use it on my PC, which doesn't work. I can only use it on my iPhone or my iPad. Lysandra, hopefully I said your name right. Love Florida. Oh, good. Hopefully you come down here. I don't know if you live down here, you're visiting from time to time, but hopefully you come down and spend time with us. I love it when people come visit Florida because this is why we have no state tax, because we have so much tourism down here, which is awesome. Tom, you're from Florida. Tom, where are you from in Florida? You might be right around the corner from me. I'm down here in the Tampa Bay area. So if we could do this, how we can use this for real estate investing. JR, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you could use business credit. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest industries that we service are real estate investors, because investors have such a hard time getting money at the banks. So we're going to be diving in and talking about exactly that. So we'll go and get started. We're going to have hopefully more people come in. Usually we have about 40-50% of those that register. We've got about, I don't know, 272 registrants. So we'll probably get 100 something people in here. Hopefully by the end of it, we'll see how this goes. I was raised in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's cool. Do you still live down here now in Florida? You said you're from West Palm Beach. I like to fly. I'm a private pilot. I do that for fun. So I've been over to West Palm, flown over there. So yeah, great. JR, I'm glad you're excited. We'll be going over that. Venice, Florida. Man, I got a lot of Floridians down here. Cool. Personal score is only 620. Victoria, no problem. I'm going to teach you how to build business credit where personal credit doesn't even matter, where you don't even have to put your social on the application. So that'll be one of the things we're diving into. Yeah, absolutely, Victoria. We can, because business credit's not based on personal credit. So it's about 5 after. We're going to go ahead and jump in, and a lot of other people will be joining us as we go. Feel free to type in the chat. I might not be able to address all of your comments as they come in, but I will stick around and answer any questions you have after the live event. So outstanding. I have a private pilot license as well. That's cool, Lysandra. What's up, man? You're down here in Florida with me. We both fly. We're going to have to connect. You're an air traffic controller. That's cool. That's cool. Let me know where you work out of. Anyways, this is like Periscope. I'll get addicted to the chat and not present. So let me jump in. All right, so let's go ahead and get everything started. So first of all, I want to introduce myself. My name's Ty Crandall, and I'll talk a little bit about myself as we get into this. So today is going to be something different. I've never done this today. Usually all of my webinars are all just strict education. This is how you do this. They're very structured. I use PowerPoints. Today, I'm going to do the first ever demo of what we do. I'm going to show you exactly how we build business credit for customers, exactly how we help customers get financing and where they get financing from. And I'm going to teach you how we help customers offer business credit and financing as a service. So my goal is that you can leave here with good actionable information, whether you're joining and working with us or not. But I am going to spend a lot of time, unlike I usually have in the past, talking about what happens when you are working with us, because that's kind of the point of today's session. I've had a lot of people say, look, Ty, you teach a lot about getting business credit financing, but what do you do? How do you do it? And I'm almost uncomfortable now talking about us and me, because I so oftenly share information, but so many people requested it that I wanted to do a live demo today and just show you exactly what we do and how we do it. So you can either get some ideas if you're doing these things on your own, or you'll know exactly what's involved if you were to ever work with us to help build your business credit, get financing for your business, or offer it as a service. And Tom, welcome from North Carolina. I'm not able to hear anything. If you're having audio issues, everybody else is able to hear everything, Jacqueline. So you might want to switch browsers. That would be my best advice. But so far we've been having conversations, so it sounds like most people are able to hear everything okay. So I think it might be a localized issue on your end. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ty Crandall. I've got about 17 years now of financial experience. I've been in the finance industry somewhat, which way or form, since I actually got out of the military many years ago. So I have a lot of experience in finance. I actually built one of the largest and sold one of the largest credit improvement companies in the United States. So used to work in the consumer credit area. I built a company from scratch and actually sold that many years ago. So I definitely have experience in running businesses that are some that are easy and some that are hard to have created and be able to expand. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that as we go. I speak about business credit worldwide. I think as far as Singapore, I've been invited to speak. So I speak quite often all around the country, doing events from San Diego to Florida to everywhere in between. Illinois, I've been up there recently. So I usually try to stay within the United States just because I have so many obligations here. But I've actually been invited to speak outside of the country as well. I'm also authored two of the best-selling books on credit. One is Perfect Credit. One is Business Credit Decoded. For my knowledge, Business Credit Decoded is the best-selling book on business credit. You can actually get that on Amazon, but you don't need to because I'm going to share a lot of that information with you today. I'm also a business credit authority with news stations, radio, TV. You might have heard me on podcasts. That's why you're here. You might have seen me on the news. You might have heard me on radio. Just in the last few months, I've been interviewed or done pieces for Entrepreneur, Inc. magazine, and actually think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was just listed in Forbes. So you'll probably have seen my name. Maybe you get my emails. Maybe you've seen me in one of these places, wherever it is. I'm glad that you're here. And I currently oversee the largest business credit partner division in the United States. We've got about 700 partners around the country that offer business credit with us. I'm going to teach you how to be part of that and how to make money with business credit today. We've helped, I think, nearly 10,000 people, a little bit above, a little bit below, help build business credit, obtain financing for their business. So I don't tell you all this stuff to pat myself on the back. Anybody that knows me, I'm a very, very, very humble person. I just tell you this because I want you to know I'm experienced. I have the knowledge. I have the experience to have this conversation with you today. I happen to know a little bit about business credit financing, not only as an entrepreneur, but also as somebody that's helped literally thousands and thousands of people obtain credit financing. So we're going to talk about three main things today: how you can get business credit for your business. I'm not going to just tell you how to do this. I'm going to show you how we do it for clients step by step. I'm going to walk through, I'm going to explain a lot of the pitfalls that people have, where they get stuck, and get a lot of the myths out of the way of business credit to be able to kind of pull back the curtain and give you some experience and knowledge on exactly how you could build business credit, even if you're a startup, even if you have credit issues now, even if you don't have collateral or you don't have cash flow and you're just getting started in business, business credit still works for you. And I'm going to walk through step by step and teach you exactly how it can work for you today. I'm also going to talk about how you get financing for your business. The majority of people that I talk to think they're going to go to their bank to get loans. And that doesn't happen like that in the business world. Banks, by default, the big banks focus on very conservative risk. They're regulated, so they have to focus on very conservative risk. And by default, business lending is very risky. So I think the Department of Revenue reported last year that about 98% of business financing came from alternative lenders. And I'm going to dive into that today. I'm going to teach you what alternative lenders are, how they lend money, what they look at, all those type of things. And we're also going to be talking about how you make money offering business credit financing. I actually happen to oversee the only reseller division in the country where we actually put people in the business of offering business credit and financing as a service. So if you have an interest in that, we're going to talk about that as well today. And not just talk about it, but I'm going to get in and show you physically what you can get and how everything works so you can actually do this. So let's face it. I mean, before we start talking about the good stuff of how to do this, I'm not going to deny the fact that most people fail doing what I'm about to teach you today. It's well known. And one of the reasons is because most people just don't know anything about business credit. 90% of the population don't know anything about business credit. And this is actually comes from Entrepreneur. It's actually not my statistic. So that's one of the things I find is some people have heard about business credit. They think they understand business credit. They don't know business credit very well or as well as they think they do. And that's one of the reasons people typically fail. And a lot of people try to build business credit because they fail because they don't know the steps. They don't know exactly how to do it. They don't know the pitfalls that people fall into. And they don't have essential help. They don't have coaching. They don't have support. They try to do it on their own. They run into barriers. There's nobody there to help coach them or answer the questions along the way. They get stuck. So helping nearly 10,000 people build business credit, I can tell you there's a wrong way to do it and a right way to do it. And most everybody does it the wrong way. And I'm going to teach you why we're so successful, why we've helped so many people and really have no complaints about us anywhere out there. It's because what we do works. And it's taken a long time for us to figure out the exact formula of what works. And I'm going to teach you that today so you can avoid those pitfalls and the steps to actually take. Another reason people fail is because most business owners go to their bank when they need money. They don't get approved because their business isn't perfect. Conventional banks look at your personal credit, your business credit, your collateral, your cash flow to approve you. And most people don't have great personal credit, business credit, bank credit, financials, they have some kind of hole that is not strong in their business and they get denied. I'm going to teach you how to get around that today. Okay, I'm going to teach you how alternative lenders are really the ones lending 98% of the money to businesses in this country and what they look at and how to get approved, the easiest way to do that so you don't run into those pitfalls of going to your bank to try to get money. Many businesses also fail because they can't get money and they're offering products and services, or because they can't get money to be able to actually build their business. And that's a big problem. Per SBA, one of the biggest reasons businesses fail is lack of capital. So I'm going to teach you today how you can get money so you don't fall into those failures and those pitfalls, as many failing businesses do. And also another reason people fail is that they're not offering products and services customers want and need. And I had this exact experience when I owned the credit improvement business. I had something that people did need, but they didn't want it. They wanted a mortgage. They wanted a car loan. They didn't want to fix their personal credit. So it was very tough. It was a very big struggle to be able to create that business and make it profitable. And I think a lot of people fall into that pitfall. But when you're talking about money, well, money is something that everybody wants and something everybody needs. So when you're in the business of offering money to help people, then what you're going to find is that then you're offering something in high demand and you don't run in to this problem that so many people run into when they don't have something that's in high demand. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what brought me to this point. My first business was a mortgage company. I actually did some random different types of sales. A few of my friends were in the mortgage business. I got in the mortgage business and just dominated it. It went very well for me. My dad was a banker. I like numbers. I'm a financially minded guy. And I'm also a pretty good sales guy. So I did really well in the mortgage industry. I would work in offices and I would do the same volume as the rest of the office combined, office after office I worked at. So eventually I went and I actually leveraged my home and took the funds to actually build my own mortgage company. And I got to tell you, it was easy. I thought business was easy because this was the height of the mortgage industry. It was so easy to get business. It was easy to get people loans and the banks paid all kinds of money. And it was really an easy experience to start a business. It was my only business, so I believe that's the way it was. It must be easy to run businesses. And then the mortgage industry crashed and that business failed. And ultimately I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost our cars. I lost the business. I lost everything. Even though I did things the right way, I saved a bunch of money. I had good credit. I had high limit credit cards, but it all went pretty quickly when things started to crumble. And unfortunately, I personally guaranteed my money. So I learned a very hard lesson there. So I tried to figure out what the next big thing would be. And I thought it would be credit improvement because, ultimately everybody was suffering the same things that I was suffering from. So I really thought credit improvement would be where it was. As a mortgage company, we helped a lot of people fix their credit. We understood the value. We believed other mortgage companies would do the same. So I went all in. I put myself all in that endeavor. Mortgages just wasn't for me anymore because I was dealing with high limit or high loan amount loans, and those products went away. And I didn't really want to go to the other side of the spectrum. So I decided to step out of the industry and go full bore in the credit operation that we had started. And I got to tell you, I really struggled to build that company because of the same reason a lot of entrepreneurs struggle. I had to use the profits from the business to pay myself personally to, be able to fuel my own personal life and support my family. And I had to be able to grow the business for my profits as well. And as many of you know, when you're starting a business in the beginning stages, it's very tough to use the profits to do both, to pay yourself and fuel the growth of your business. So I really learned a very important lesson of trying to start a business that isn't necessarily what everybody wants to have, and then trying to use only the profits of the business to actually grow the business. Okay. And then after years of struggling, and thanks to customers asking me about business credit, I found a much better way to grow, which was business credit. I discovered the power of business credit and uncovered how to get money from my business. And I immediately was able to get financing and credit for our business. I also started offering business credit as a service to our customers. Our revenues increased by 60% within 90 days. It was a night and day difference. I went literally overnight from struggling to build a business and making very little money to all of a sudden incorporating business credit, making a lot more money, and then being able to obtain money and financing to take some stress off me and use other people's money to fuel and fund my business. So it really did completely change the entire experience. So why would you build business credit? Well, there's a lot of different reasons you're going to want to build business credit. First of all, it's completely separate profile. It doubles your borrowing ability. And by this, I mean that, look, you have a personal credit card at Walmart. You have a business credit card now at Walmart. So it literally gives you at least twice the amount of money. And per SBA, the limits are about 10 to 100 times higher on business credit accounts than consumer credit accounts. So you can get more credit because you can get business and personal credit, and you can get much higher limits than you can in the personal credit world. Fast credit building due to score structure. Look, if you're somebody there that's looking to get money as quickly as possible and you don't have collateral and you don't have cash flow and you don't have good credit, well, business credit is the fastest way you're ever going to get money, because the way the credit scores work is that it's only based on your payment history. So once you get some initial starter accounts, which I'm going to show you how to do, then you can use those starter accounts to really fuel your business and to be able to really get business credit fairly quickly. You can get vendor accounts right away. You can get store credit within about 60 to 90 days. You can get cash, Visa, MasterCard credit you can use anywhere within about 120 days or about 4 months. So it's very fast for you to be able to actually build business credit. It's one of the fastest way to get money if you don't have good credit collateral or cash flow, for sure. So one of the reasons people are really attracted to it. You get massive credit limits, as I mentioned. Per SBA, limits are about 10 to 100 times higher than consumer limits. We see people get Dell accounts within 90 days with about a $10,000 limit. There's probably people on this call that don't even have a $10,000 limit credit card. In the business world, you can get to that point within about 3 months. So it's not only fast to build credit, but you get very high limits. There's no personal credit check for approval. My graphic there cut off the L. So somebody was asking, or I think it was Victoria was asking earlier, is this going to work for me if I have a 620 consumer credit score? Absolutely. Because with business credit, you don't even have to put your social security number on the application. There's no personal credit check. So because they don't pull your personal credit is not the factor that determines approval. You don't have to personally guarantee the money. Okay, this is from my experience. I lost everything in my personal life because I guaranteed my business. I signed for credit lines and credit cards for my business personally, thinking I was on top of the world, nothing would ever happen or fail. And I never knew there was another way to do it. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that learned the hard way about what it's like to lose it all because you personally guarantee your business with your personally. And that's something that you don't want to do, and business credit separates that liability. Collateral, credit, nor revenue matter. You can get business credit even if you have no collateral, even if you have bad credit, even if you don't have revenue yet in your business. As a matter of fact, business credit is the only solution in this circumstance. So if you don't have collateral, credit, or revenue, nobody will loan you money. You're not going to get any kind of loan. Okay, I know, because we deal with all kinds of loans that are out there. Business credit's the only solution if you lack collateral, credit, or revenue. That's why it's a really good reason to have it, especially when you don't have those things and you're still looking to get money. Anyone can see your business credit reports, and all lenders use it for approvals. Another reason you want to build business credit. Okay, even though they won't tell you they pull your business credit, everybody does. And the problem with that is they're going to use it to approve you for any kind of business credit cards or loans. So you need to have it built, and anybody can see it. Okay, you can go and pull business credit reports on any company you want to, prospect, client, competitor. You can see theirs, they can see yours. So because it's open information anybody can see, then you definitely want to make sure that you have control over it. So why would you sell business credit financing as a service? Well, because people need money. I mean, if you're going to sell something that people really want and need, there's not much more that people need more than money. So you're not going to have any lack of interested people when you're the one out there that can actually offer them a financial solution. There's a lot of people looking for it. About 9 million business owners are looking at any given time for financing for their business. There's no competition. If you go to Google and type in business credit, you're not going to find a bunch of companies that offer it. As a matter of fact, if you go to networking events and you talk to people in your area, when you get into business credit, it's a real niche space. I mean, there's just no competition you're going to run into out there. So you have something at very high demand, something people really need, and something that there's hardly no competition with whatsoever, which just leaves you an open market and gives you a great ability to sell it. It's perfect for credit challenged customers. So a large part of the population has credit issues, more do than don't. So this works for people even if they have bad credit. And I've kind of made a living helping people that have credit issues. I owned a credit improvement company. When I did mortgages, I focused on subprime mortgages where people were able to have the best credit to be able to get home loans that fit within the guidelines the lenders offered. So I've kind of made my my life around helping people that don't necessarily have great credit. And that's that way for a reason, because as entrepreneurs, we're risk takers by default. So a lot of our credit is banged up because we take risks, and sometimes our credit reflects that. With business credit, you can help people regardless of their personal credit, which gives you a huge audience to be able to sell to. It's easy to attract new clients and affiliates. The same reason I mentioned, because people need money. They want money. It's something unique. It's different. Look, bottom line is business credit's cool. And because it's cool, because it's unique, because it's different, because it's something people are interested in and want, then what we found is that it's easy to attract new clients and affiliates. When I was in the credit improvement industry, we'd run 120 ads on Craigslist to get one phone call. We'd run 5 business credit ads to get one phone call. So it just gives you an idea about how well received and how interested people are in business credit. And if you're offering it as a secondary service to your customer, it increases the lifetime value of your customers. And there's no regulation headaches. Again, a lot of industries, whether you're in the mortgage industry like I was, whether you're in the credit improvement industry like I was, there's a lot of regulation, all kinds of disclosures, all kinds of rules. You can't market across state lines. You can't say this. You can't charge up front. None of those things apply with business credit. There's no real regulation in the business financing and credit space. So it gives you the ability to market where you need to market, to say what you need to say in your advertising, to be able to openly sell without all the kind of regulation headaches that come with a lot of other industries. You gain a competitive advantage. Again, if you're offering business credit as a secondary service, whether you're an accountant, whether you're in credit repair, whether you're an insurance agent, no matter what you do, if you're offering this to somebody as a secondary service, you have a massive competitive advantage selling your primary product. Okay, it's easy to advertise and get massive response, which I just kind of talked about why that was. You don't need a service. I'm going to teach you today how you can offer business credit as a service without knowing much about it, how you can offer financing as a service without knowing much about it, because we handle all the servicing. The way that our program works, it's completely white label. It's in your name. Our advisors even call and represent themselves as coming from your organization. So it's completely white label. We do all the servicing. You do all the sales. And I can tell you, running a credit improvement business, this occupied 70% of our time was actually doing the work for the customer, not getting new customers. With this, you could focus only on getting new customers while the rest is handled by pros. And you're in the right place at the right time. You know, the business lending space is blowing up. You probably see lending commercials everywhere now. But what's interesting is we're not even half of the amount of money being lent as we were 6 years ago. So right now, this not only a business financing exploding with growth, we have a lot of years to go before we even get back to where we were many years ago. So you're really at the right place at the right time. Okay, and clients are going to pay you graciously. Okay, you're going to see how you can make a lot of money with business credit. Our average client makes over $2,000 per sale, over $2,000 per sale, and they make a lot on financing. So, for example, one of our clients is closing a loan this week. The loan amount's kind of high. It's about $300,000, and he's getting $15,000 will be his payment on one financing deal that actually is closing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you that's the norm. Okay, that depends on a lot of variables, like the kind of loan and the loan amount. This was a cash flow financing loan, which pays out more than anything else, and it was a high loan amount of $300,000. So he got a really good check. But even then, even if you were doing a $30,000 loan, you could still make about $1,500, $2,000 on back-end commission as well as front-end commission. So it's very easy to make $2,000-3,000 in front-end commissions and $2,000-3,000 plus in back-end commissions. And this is one of the things that attracted me to this industry to begin with. I was used to mortgages where I used to make $5,000 a shot, and I couldn't find anything else that had a lot of value where I could make that kind of money until I discovered the business credit financing space that had that. So again, you're going to learn about all these things. So that's it. That's the slideshow. Now we're actually going to get to this. We're actually going to dive in. I'm going to teach you how all these things work instead of just telling you a little bit about them. So let's dive in. So first of all, I want to teach you about what we do, how we offer business credit and financing as a service. So what we are looking at here is called the Business Finance Suite. And the Business Finance Suite basically is a turnkey program where your customers can get business credit and financing for their business. So here's the way that we look at it. First of all, the majority of people go to their bank if they need money because they don't know where else to go. But 98% of financing doesn't come from the big banks. So that's the issue, is that if you don't know where to go to get money, you're not going to find it. Most sources, like On Deck On Deck is one of the biggest lenders in the alternative space. They went public a few years ago. They offer cash flow financing. The only way they can help you is if you have consistent revenue of like 10 grand a month or more. You've been in business about a year. It's the only way they can help you. If you had excellent credit and no revenue, they couldn't help you. So that's the problem with alternative financing. These banks only offer one or two kinds of financing. So if you don't know what you're going to qualify for, you're never going to find it. So the Finance Suite brings all the financing that anybody can qualify for to them, as well as walk through the steps of getting business credit. That's what's so cool about it, is that it works for anybody, whether they have good or bad credit. Okay. Another good thing about it is that if you don't have cash flow credit or collateral, you can get business credit. If you do have one of those, you can then get financing, and it's all tied into one place with advisor and finance officer support, which is pretty cool. So your system's going to look a little different. You're going to be able to put your logo right up here at the top. It's completely white label. So you can come right here and put your own information, your own branding, so they see your information. You're going to see they see nothing about Credit Suite or Business Finance Suite listed in here. It's all basically your own white label system. So these are different programs you have access to. This is a do-it-yourself system we're working on currently. Let's go ahead and dive into the Business Credit Builder and talk first about building business credit. So building business credit, if you've ever heard me talk about it before, you typically see me break it down into about 4 steps, or maybe 5 for simplicity's sake. You're going to see here how it's really done. We break it down into a 7-step system because you kind of need to know the 7 steps to be able to do it right and not fall into pitfalls. Now, one of the things you're going to notice, and I'm going to zoom in and make this a little bit bigger here. Okay, so you can, it's obnoxiously big on my computer, but it's at least easier to see on yours. So one of the things you're going to see is this is super simple. It's super streamlined. It's not a lot of reading. We have an FAQ section here, but it's just basically videos that walk the client through exactly how to do it. And these videos are pretty short. They're about 2-3 minutes. Some videos I think go as much as 5 minutes. And what we found is we used to use an old system that I still see floating around out there that had a bunch of text. And what we found is that people don't respond well to text. It's confusing. They won't go through the process. So what we've really done is mastered a process that people are actually successful with. And one of the ways we've done this is by keeping it simple, streamlined, and making sure the training comes through with videos. So you'll see that we have a couple different kinds of actual videos here, but all of them are about the same. This one is about 3.5 minutes. The last one was about 2 minutes and change. And these videos walk through everything the client needs to know through each step of the way. Now, again, why this is important is because what we found is that simplicity is where people get results. People actually get the best results when they can come in here and they can actually find something simple. So if they're able to sit down and watch a 2-minute video on business credit reports that explain how their business credit reports work, well, that's where they're typically going to get the best results. So everything in the Finance Suite is super streamlined, and it's all done through short video to educate, teach along the way. And the very first step of building business credit is actually setting up a credible business foundation. So here's how business credit works. Business credit, you're ultimately building your credit profile and score for your EIN that's not linked to your social security number. That's what business credit is. That's how business credit works. That's the benefit of business credit, is that it's separate from your personal credit profile and score. So when you first start building business credit, you're going to be applying for new credit without any established credit, and you're not providing your social, so you're not giving them that to look at as well either. They don't have personal credit to look at. They don't have a business credit established to look at. So what they're going to look at is what's on your actual application. So this is where credibility comes into it, because to get your very first starter business credit accounts, you need to make sure that your business is set up credibly. And lenders and credit issuers have kind of secret underwriting guidelines that they use to approve you or deny you. The problem is nobody knows these. They're not published. So we know these, okay, partially because, part of our team are bankers. They're past bankers. As a matter of fact, our chief operations officer was the biggest business banker at Wells Fargo, period. Across the entire nation, she was the biggest, did more volume. So we know the secret insights of what banks are looking for and credit issuers are looking for to determine approval. And that's the first thing that we do, is walk clients through to make sure that their business is actually set up credibly. So the very first thing we do is walk through and help them set up an entity. Now, if they already have their entity set up, they can simply enter the information here, the same as you. So if you're doing this for yourself, and just so you know, if you're offering business credit and financing as a service with us, you're getting this for yourself. This is your own system. that yours looks much the same as mine. So you're going to come in, put the entity in if you're already established. If you're not, then we offer access to services that can help you. So my corporation isn't free to set up your entity, but you get a discount because we have a special relationship with them because we do a lot of volume. So as a result, if you need any of these kind of services, you can easily access it right here. And through the training videos, we help customers understand the difference between entities. We help customers choose an entity where they're not personally liable for it. So we also help customers get set up with a business address if needed. So what you might not know is that if you use a home address on the application, you're going to get denied for most credit, most loans. You need to use a business address. But what if you have a home-based business? Well, that's when virtual addresses come into play. And again, if you need those kind of resources right through the suite, you have the availability to them. It's easy to access. So also you're going to need a business phone number, a business fax number. Okay. And again, there's a great source that we give them clients access to. So clients never need to leave here. If they go, oh man, I don't have a business phone, they don't need to leave. They come over here and click and they get a business phone at a reliable source like RingCentral, cheaper than they're ever going to find literally on their own. Okay. So it makes it very easy for people to actually come through and get a phone number, get a fax number for their business if need be. One of the big kickers about business credit you need to know is that your business number has to be listed with 411. If it's not listed with 411, then you're not going to get approved for initial business credit. It's that important. Some of the starter vendors you're about to see here in a few minutes, they all look to see if you're listed with 411, and if you're not, you won't get approved. Now, you might think that's easy, but you can't go online and get listed with 411 hardly anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's one of the biggest questions I get, and I'll tell you who we use. We use a company called List Yourself. List Yourself, from what I understand, I just spoke with somebody about a week ago about this. They charge $25 a month for you to be listed with them. So it costs you about $300 a year to be listed with List Yourself. With the finance suite, it's free. We keep your number, we get your number listed, we keep your number listed at no cost to you. We pay substantial amount of money for List Yourself for that service. But that's the benefit, right? Is that we do a lot of volume, so you get the benefit. Whether you use us or not, you need to make sure that that phone number is listed with 411. It's an essential. And keep in mind, to try to get it done, if you're not listed with 411 already, it's going to cost you about $300 a year. Okay, so the website, you get a website and business phone number, or excuse me, business email address and website. You need to have this. What's going to happen is lenders are going to go look at the website per your application. They're going to want to see a business professional email address. Mine is ty@creditsuite.com. Okay, I have a personal one that has to do with like being on the beach in Florida. So I wouldn't want to use my personal email address to apply for business financing or business credit. I'm going to get denied. You need to use business address and or business website and a business email address. So all these type of things we walk the clients through right through step by step to make sure they're set up credibly. We even help them get set up with an EIN. Now, believe it or not, there's a lot of services out there that charge you to get your EIN, and they make themselves look like a government official website. So a lot of people get hung up here and they get an EIN and end up paying for it. So part of the finance suite is designed to help people avoid these kind of pitfalls and save them money. So you don't have to pay for the 411 listing, which saves you $300 a year. You don't have to pay to set up an EIN, which you don't have to anyways, but it keeps people from falling into pitfalls where they get scammed into actually paying for one when they don't need to. And again, do you have any the required licenses? If you need any licenses set up, we do that right through the finance suite as well. So everything to set up your business credibly, we walk through in step one. We even help people understand how their business bank account works. You might not know this, but you have 3 credit profiles. You have your consumer credit, your business credit, and bank credit. Bank credit is very little published. You're not going to find a lot of information out there about business credit or bank credit. So we teach how the bank credit scoring system works, so that way entrepreneurs know exactly what's needed for them to have excellent bank credit. And then we even help people get set up with a merchant account if they actually need access to be able to process credit cards and accept payments. So beyond that, we also then, so the first step one is whether you're using us or not, the very first step really is you've got to make sure a business is set up credibly. Hopefully you can see with the finance suite, we make it simple, we make it easy, we make it streamlined. It's all very short answers with very short videos that walk through each step, explain what we're talking about, why it's needed, why it's important. We do this for a reason. This is what gets the best results. That's what we care about most. We track every single person that goes through our system and the success they have, how many trade lines they got, what their scores are, what their real success is. Our whole goal as a company is to help as many of our actual clients obtain success. And sometimes that's hard because sometimes people don't want to take action, sometimes people do. But that's the whole reason we have it set up so easy and streamlined is so people can navigate through pretty quickly. The other thing you're going to notice is that if you're an established business, you're going to fly through step one pretty quick because you already meet most of these requirements. But even as a brand new business, you can come in and get everything you need to actually build your business credit. So in step two, we're going to help you actually access what's on your business credit report. So we're going to help you get your DUNS number. Now, it doesn't cost you anything to get your DUNS number. A lot of people will pay for it. Most people pay Dun Bradstreet Credibility $800 to $2,000 to get their DUNS number set up because D&B Credibility calls them and they're convinced that they have to pay for this. But this isn't the case at all. Your DUNS number is actually free if you know how to get it for free. So right through the Finance Suite, we help people get their DUNS number set up without actually having to pay for their DUNS number. It saves them a ton of money because the majority of people that try to build business credit do end up paying for it. We also then help you access your Experian and Equifax business credit reports so you can see what's on those credit reports. Then we come into a feature that I think is super cool, which is fixing your business credit. So the Finance Suite actually includes business credit repair. So if you looked at your business credit reports and you realize you do have things on there that are bad or negative, then literally in a couple clicks through the Finance Suite, you can actually dispute those items. And from our experience, about 80 to 90% of people that dispute their items that are negative on their credit report in the business world get them deleted. And then we actually talk about in this video how accounts report. So we actually teach exactly how these accounts report on the business credit reports so clients can actually see exactly what happens, how fast they report, all those type of things. So the next step after accessing business credit reports, fixing any inaccuracies, because you don't want to build business credit on a busted foundation, it will affect your ability to get approved, is we help everybody get set up with actual credit monitoring. So you can get set up with D&B credit monitoring and you get discounts for doing so because of our relationship. You also get discounts with Equifax, Experian, credit monitoring, and we also teach you how to read business credit reports. So for example, most people have never even seen a business credit report, and in this step we actually walk through and teach exactly what's on the reports, how it works, how your different credit scores work. There's about 5 different credit scores with Equifax, Experian, and Dun Bradstreet. About each one of them have about 5 scores. So in this video, in this section, we actually walk through and explain each aspect of the report, the scores, so everybody then knows not only do they just get their business credit reports, but they can read them. And also, you can also through the Finance Suite access free Experian data. So if somebody doesn't mind in the chat, type in no, and somebody asked, can you use a PO box as a business address? No, you can't use a PO box, and you also cannot use a UPS address. But it's a very good question. We help people avoid those pitfalls by explaining those things. So if you don't mind, somebody type in your company name, the city that your business is in, and the state that your business is in. And I'll show you exactly how to pull some basic data. So our clients get access to free Experian Smart Business data. Now, it's not the full reports and scores. And again, I need your company name, your city, and your state. What I'm going to do is just pull up to see, do you have any business credit established now? Do you have any trade lines reporting now? Take a swig of water. Okay. So let me see here. I got the first one in here. So CHRONOS Holdings. Okay. And and then Iowa. Nope. Nope. And nope. And there we go. Okay, so you're able to type your information in here. Your clients are able to do the same and see if you have any business credit established. So let me see here. Des Moines, this is it because you're not in Brooklyn. So we'll see here if you have any business credit established. So you can see here that you have no trade lines established. You do not have a Profile Plus with Experian, but you do have a basic score with Experian. Okay, so you can see that you don't have trade lines and you don't have a Profile Plus, which is what you're really looking for. So let me type in another one here, ARACE. I have a friend with that last name, transportation, got it, okay, and that is York, PA, Pennsylvania. Okay, so we'll do this again. So again, you're able to get this information. When you build business credit, it all comes down to trade lines. how many trade lines you have. You need to have, so you have 3 trade lines reporting, but you don't have enough to have a Profile Plus, where Profile Plus is where they really have enough to give you an Intellis score. So you don't have your Intellis score established with Experian yet. You only have a few trade lines reporting, as you can see. So it's really easy here to type in your information and see how many trade lines you have. Why is this important? Because you're about to learn trade lines determine when it's time to move the next step. You need 5 to move on to store credit cards. So the earlier person that had 0, this person that has 3, you don't have enough business credit yet to get revolving credit cards. You need 5 to actually do so. And I'm going to do one more just so you can see not only tax. Let's see if I can find you here. Fayetteville in North Carolina. Okay, so let's see here. So anybody you can actually come in here up North Dakota. Nope, I don't think so. It's cold up there though. And you can actually pull your information, see how many trade lines you have. Do you have an actual score with them or not? And there's no credit matches, which means that you are not quick old pro. So you're not even established there. So through the Finance Suite, you can actually access this Experian Smart Business data without paying for it. Why is that important? Well, if you don't use the Finance Suite, you're going to have to pay for credit monitoring. The cheapest you're going to get, it's about $50 a month, which is about $600 a year. So far you've seen that with the Finance Suite, you get the 411 for free, which is $300 a year. You'll pay for it on your own. You get the DMB number for free, which you can get for free if you could figure it out. But most people end up paying about $800 plus for it. And you don't have to get credit monitoring if you don't want it, because you get Experian Smart Business, which saves you another $600. So right away, you're saving about $1,000 a year because you don't need the 411 and you don't need the business credit monitoring. And you're also saving yourself with the DMB, which can cost you another couple grand, which is pretty cool. Okay. And plus, it gives you a lot of value if you're selling this as an actual service. So the next thing we're going to do is help people actually build their business credit. And that comes from what are called starter vendor accounts. So starter vendor accounts are creditors that will give you credit even if you have none established already. Finance Suite makes it pretty simple. We tell you exactly what the terms are, their contact info. We tell you what the company offers, exactly how to apply. Most of the time you can apply right through the suite, and exactly what's needed to qualify. All you need is an entity and EIN to get approved, and they'll report your information to the business credit reporting agencies, which is super cool. I think I just completely messed this up and I do not know what I did to do so. So again, you can come in here and easily come in, find your starter vendor accounts, which is right here in round 1, and get a proof of these sources, whether you have any credit or you don't have credit now. So here's some of the ones, and if you've been on my webinars before, you've heard me refer to some of these, but let me tell you what matters most. It's right here. You know, I can tell you the sources. You could write down all the sources here, but it ain't going to make a difference. You have to know exactly what it takes to get approved. If you don't know their underwriting criteria, you're not going to get approved. And this is the key. A lot of people mess up and start applying for credit when they're not going to get approved because they don't meet that credit issuer's criteria. And again, we provide all the underwriting criteria so you know exactly what it takes to get approved. Now, we break our business credit building down into 4 steps, because after you come in and get starter accounts, then you can start getting real revolving accounts as well as net terms. So again, here's another net source here. There's a lot more net sources here that you can actually get approved from, and even some revolving accounts. So again, this is a revolving account. So the step 1 is you get some initial vendors to actually build an initial business credit profile and score. Then you have a score. Then you can move into round 2, where these want you to have an actual score. And all you have to do to get a score is get approved for some of the initial accounts. You pay them as agreed, and you basically come in and start following the instructions to get approved. So this is an Exxon gas card you can get as a revolving account. Again, what do I keep doing there? I keep hitting the wrong thing. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. So again, you can come in and easily do that to get, I think it's that back button that's actually not working. So you can actually come in here and do that to get approved. So it's easy to come in and apply. It's easy to actually come in and get not only starter accounts to start your business credit building, but to even get revolving store credit accounts at a lot of stores. So let's look at round 3, for example. So you can then move in to start getting store credit Exxon, Racetrack, Sunoco, Speedway, Conoco, Sears, BP, Chevron, Lowe's, Dell, Amazon. All of these creditors will issue you business credit. All of these will give you business credit accounts. Now, this is round 3, so you have to have some credit established before you get to this point. Let me talk about time frame. With business credit building, it takes you can start getting initial vendor or credit account like I showed you in step 1 immediately. Those report within about 60 days. Then you can start moving into step 2, and these, like you're seeing here, step 3, about 60 days into building business credit. That means you can start getting Walmart and Amazon and Dell accounts 60 to 90 days in, 2 to 3 months after starting to build business credit. This credit is not linked to your social. There's no personal credit check. There's no personal guarantee to actually get approved. Then you can actually, after that, move in to real cash credit. So cash credit is available in round 4. And these are companies like Sam's Club that issue you a real cash credit card. Now, you need about 10 accounts reporting to be able to get this kind of credit. So you need 10 accounts reporting. You need 5 accounts reporting to start getting to revolving store credit card accounts like the ones I just showed you. You need 10 accounts reporting to start getting to real Visa cards, MasterCards with limits of $5,000, $10,000 that you can use anywhere. Okay, so that's how business credit building works. You make sure you're set up credible. Then you start getting starter vendor accounts. Those accounts report within about 60 days on average. Okay, then you can start getting real revolving store credit accounts. Amazon, Lowe's, a lot of those places I just showed you. Then when you have 10 total accounts reporting, you can start coming in here and getting actual real cash credit accounts. So real Visa cards, real MasterCards. And you can see we've got about $100,000 worth of real cash credit that you can get right here in the finance suite. So you come through, you set up your business credibly, you get your reports, you dispute any inaccuracies all through the suite, get your DUNS number set up, then you come in here and start applying for vendor credit. All that happens within about a week's time. Many of you that are here, you saw the very first video that I told you to watch before you came here today. It was a real success story. They walked through exactly the same time frame it took them to get approved. They even told you the limits, all those type of things. If you didn't see that, go back. If you want to know what's really possible with business credit, look at probably one of the first emails you got from me. You can even check out our YouTube channel for real success story. And we just did this a couple weeks ago where they went through the same process and mapped out exactly what kind of limits they got and how long. So you'll get vendor credit right away, usually with $500 to $2,000 limits. Within about 60 to 90 days, you start to get store credit accounts that usually range from about $2,500 to $5,000 limits. And then you start getting Visa, MasterCard, cash credit cards without your personal credit being involved in about 4 months time, 120 days, 4 months time. And that again gives you limits of about $5,000 or $10,000 a piece. You can get at least $100,000 of that through the finance suite. So that's exactly how we help customers build business credit. You can see it's simple, it's easy, it's streamlined. We make it look easy, as a matter of fact, even though it's not necessarily that easy if you're trying to take us on your own. So the next thing we help customers do is go through what we call the finance blueprint qualifier. And again, what we do is this. We tie in with a lot of different lenders, about 2,000 different lending sources. We tie in with about 30 different funding products. And in doing so, we're actually able to come in here and get you qualified for all of the financing that you can qualify for, instead of just actually qualifying for, a basic loan program. So again, the biggest problem that we see is that people don't know where to go to actually get approved for financing. They don't have any idea. They think they're going to go to their bank, but the reality is that they're not going to their bank because banks typically will not offer financing unless you've been in business years, have good personal credit, good tax returns. And a lot of cases you will not do that. So actually, I think I typed something in there. So let me go ahead and put 12/17/2001 Okay, so obviously I cannot do two things at the same time because I'm not able to type in and be able to accomplish this. So what we do is we ask a series of questions. What's your average revenue? Okay. How long have you been open? Do you have bank statements? Okay. Do you have any outstanding invoices? Do you have any purchase orders? Do you have any equipment? And then what's going to happen is we're then going to be able to tell you exactly what type of financing you can actually qualify for. Okay, so in doing so, we're able to come in here and tell you this is all the financing that you can qualify for based on the actual information that you're entering. So let me say 710, let me say 720, let me say 715. And again, I know everybody's not going to be able to meet all this criteria, but we'll go ahead and see if it'll let us do that. Okay, and then there you go. So then the finance suite, this is what happens. It does what no human can do. It takes all the information you entered, it cross-checks it against underwriting guidelines for about 2,000 lenders, and then it tells you, hey, here's all the financing you can get. Here's revenue financing. Here's what you need to know. Unsecured financing, equipment financing, invoice factoring, purchase order financing, all the programs you can qualify for. It gives you a description. We're actually activating the videos too, so you'll have a written video description of all the funding programs you can qualify for. You can even include your documents in here securely to get approved. So it says, hey, you qualify for business financing. You need 6 months worth of bank statements. You could easily drag and drop 6 months worth of bank statements right here into the system, and there you go. Then what happens is this goes to an actual finance officer, and the finance officer helps you with all aspects of getting approved. So the finance suite does two main things. It incorporates the business credit building, where we walk through step by step exactly how to build business credit. What's cool about it isn't just that it's simple, easy, streamlined, that you save all this money on the DUNS number and the 411 and all those things. You get business advisors with this. So you work with our team that's helped 10,000 people build business credit, build your business credit. So if you go to Home Depot and get denied, you can call somebody or email somebody or communicate right through the system and say, why did I get denied? Please help me. And they'll be able to walk you through exactly what's needed to get approved. You'll hear from our team about 5 times in the first 5 days. They're calling you weekly. This isn't customer service where you have to call in to get help. We're calling you to help coach and help you and your customers through the process. Okay. And then you'll get weekly calls, and then that will die off to about bi-weekly calls as you progress through the system, because you'll need our advisors less and less the more success you have. Plus, you also get a finance officer. One of my favorite parts of the suite, and I'll tell you why. Because look, have you ever needed money and not known who to call? Well, that's what finance officers do. They deal with every legitimate kind of financing that's out there. So you can call them and say, I need money. I need 30 grand. And they can say, okay, no problem. Tell me about your business. I got all the information you entered in this suite. Here's the programs you can qualify for. Here's 3 options: venture capital, private money, and a cash flow advance that I can get you in the course of about a week to 2 weeks to be able to get you the 30 grand, 300 grand. The other good thing about this is that we do a lot of volume. Okay. The other day we funded $500,000 in a day, that day, through several programs. That I told you earlier about somebody that made 15 grand on a $300,000 deal he's getting paid on this week. What I didn't tell you is that he tried to get the deal done on his own and couldn't. He saw the success we had. He thought he would go to the banks and try to get the deal done. He went to 3 of the biggest banks. They all denied him. He called us and said, I've got a client that has this. He wants $250,000. I got it denied all these places. Can you help? We said yes. Within 2 hours, we got him an approval for 300 grand when he couldn't even get $250,000 done. And we're able to fund it 2 days later. Why is that possible? Because we do so much volume, because our reputation is so strong with these lenders that, simply put, we can get deals done when other people can't. And we often get better terms and get exceptions, like you might be in a high-risk industry when you normally can't. So we bring the financing to you. You have your own finance team that's dedicated to helping get financed through all legitimate sources, which, let's admittedly say, is super cool. So that's exactly how the business credit and the financing program work. Now, as a partner with us, you get a whole other different experience, because what happens, the third aspect of this, is that we help you offer business credit and financing as a service. So in doing so, this finance suite becomes yours. The programs the customer sees are your business credit builder, your financing. They don't see these things, because these things are for you as a partner. They'll see a dashboard similar to this dashboard, but it's their own dashboard. They see your logo, your branding. When our business advisors call them, they'll often say, hey, that's Ty, I'm your business credit advisor. Or if your information is already in the system, they'll say, hey, it's Ty, I'm your business credit advisor. Remember, I'm calling on in reference to Credit Suite. So they'll even mention your name. So it's white label. All this is your logo, your branding. Our team even represents themselves as coming from you. So it's completely white label in your name. So from the partner home section, there's a lot of things you do. You put your own logo in, build your business credit. You can actually track your finance commissions. You can also see what stage customers are in during the finance cycle. Okay, you can check out your own profile, which is all the information that you've yet entered in the system. Because remember, when you get started with us, not only are you able to offer the finance suite as a product and service, but you're building your own business credit and getting financing for your business as well. You can check your business credit report through Experian right here. We're also going to be integrating here very shortly with the other reporting agencies, including D&B. Okay, onboarding, you can bring in new clients, you can manage your account. We're even adding a marketplace, and you can come down here and We have a private group just for our partners that only our partners are part of. You can follow us on social media, check out our newsletter, check out our business credit conference, all those things from your homepage. Your clients have something similar that's a client homepage that just has the things that are relative to them building business credit, getting financing, accessing their business credit reports. They obviously don't need all the stuff of tracking finance commissions, those type of things. It's very simple to monitor your customers as well. You have a dashboard. You can come in, you can view your clients. If they're coming in and getting financing, you can see what stage they are and getting financing. Okay, you can see all their information. You can actually access all of their information here. You can look at the notes. You can see the real notes that took place on the actual file, see what stage they're in, all of their information, what they've accomplished, what they've entered. If this sample customer, for example, had entered a bunch of information, you could see it all. How many accounts they had reported and applied for. All those type of things are available for you for every client. You can also come in and purchase single enrollments or bulk enrollments. So I'll tell you how this pricing works. You enroll with us as a partner. I'm going to show you everything you get. And then you set up customers for a investment. It's $700 to $500 is how much you'll pay. If you buy them in bulk, you pay $500, as low as $500 per system you sell. If you're selling one as you go, it's $700 wholesale for each one that you sell. So that's your wholesale cost. The retail the MSRP is about $3,500 on the finance suite. So most of our clients sell it for $2,500, $3,500. We have clients that sell the finance suite for $5,000 or even more than that. What we found is that if you give customers affordable payments, they're typically going to buy. So you do the math. You're making a sale for $2,500, $3,500 on average. You're paying about $500 to $700 wholesale. And the rest is your profit. You're easily making about $2,000, $3,000 profit per sale. And of course, as you can see, the value is there. There's nothing like this that exists on the market besides what we have. It's the only business credit building system that exists like this. Only system that integrates business credit financing, only system that has business credit financing as well as business advisors and finance officers. There's nothing like this that exists. So that's why our clients are able to sell this for a lot of money, and then you're able to make very, very, very good margins. And again, you can even come in here and do two things. You can qualify a customer for financing to see if they could even qualify for financing before you enter them, or you can come in here and enter them as a business credit builder. We even have a direct funding program. The direct funding program lets you bring customers in for funding without selling them anything first. You don't even have to sell them a $2,500 or $3,500 finance suite. You can bring them in to get a loan and just get the commission on the financing where they never need to buy anything. Or you can get them the money through financing to buy the actual business credit building program. So it gives you complete versatility. Now, when you come in with us as a partner, you don't necessarily get the direct funding program for free. You're going to pay a monthly charge. It's about $299 a month unless you have 3 submissions a month. If you're bringing in 3 financing leads per month, it's waived. It's free. It costs you nothing to bring in the customers for free, okay? Not even charge them and get paid back-end commissions on the financing that they get. And we use our lenders, use our reputation, use our pull with the lenders to get the deals done quickly. We have a whole processing team built. As you can see, we have the technology. We've got finance officers. We're licensed in all the states you need to be licensed in. So it's just kind of like a pass-through. And the best part is on most funding, we split the commission with you. Like we pay you half of what we get, even though we're doing all of the work involved in getting the customer the actual financing. You're bringing the customer in, you bring their income docs in, you submit it through the finance suite, our processing team reviews, it goes to a finance officer, the finance officer contacts you or the customer, whichever you prefer, talks about the deal, and then goes forward to actually get the deal approved. So it's very easy to set up customers. You've seen the client dashboard, how easy it is to track customers, look at notes, all those different types of things. And then I also want to show you some of the resources you get. And even though supposed to run about an hour, I'm going to run a little bit over because I want to show you all the resources you get as a partner when you enroll. So when you enroll, you're actually coming in, you're getting everything you need to market and sell business credit. So we're giving you essential video training that'll teach you how to set up a sale, how to do a presentation, how to close the sale. Okay, we're teaching you how to set up a new client, how to do all the essential things you need to do to start making sales. We even give you initial sales tools. So we give you what's called a 7 steps to success guide. And this guide basically maps out step by step how to be successful offering business credit. We're teaching you in every step. Step 1, here's the training you need to look at. Here, check out this video. Here's the action you need to take. Here's what you need to do to implement. So there's 7 steps to be successful, teaching you how to market, how to start offering business credit. There's a script here that you can use as a basis to actually script your presentation, even testimonials here. And you get tons and tons and tons of actual marketing, and there's contracts, agreements, everything you need to actually be able to sell business credits right there. And you have all this marketing resources. So for example, you're getting email content. We're giving you 6 months worth of email content. Many of you get emails from me. They're very similar to those kind of emails that you're actually getting. So these are emails on building business credit. Here's an email on, what you need to know about business credit, but probably don't. How to get unsecured business financing. So these are very, very good emails. A lot of the same ones I send you, full of tons of content that you're actually able to come in here and send to your customers. Just like you get emails from me, I'm giving you a lot of the exact same content to be able to monitor your customer. Why is this important? Well, I don't believe in selling. I don't. What I believe in is giving people free information, establishing yourself as a credible expert, knowledgeable in what you do, and then they want to come and do business with you. It's a whole different story. When you try to call a customer and sell them on something, there's all kind of obstacles you'll run into. If somebody says, I'm interested in business credit, and you start sending them all this quality information on how their Paydex score works and all these other things, well, then they see you as knowledgeable, they see you as credible, you build trust, you build rapport, and you create an environment where they want to do business with you. So again, you can get up to a year's worth of content for email. You also get social media content that works much the same. So everything you need to do to actually promote your services on social media, you're getting here too. These are actual social media posts you can copy and paste into Facebook, into Twitter, into any other social media platform you use like LinkedIn, and be able to actually come in here and promote through social media, and on and on and on. There's so much content you get. It's all professional. So these are all videos you can come in, you can download and get actual videos for marketing. You download these, you put these on your own YouTube channel. And in doing so, you're actually able to promote business credit and financing. I love this guy. It's talking money. Look at him. I love that dude. Money that talks. You can't go wrong with that. So a lot of this stuff isn't just money talking, which I just think is cool. You get real educational stuff, how to repair damaged credit, how the business credit reporting works, all different kinds of different videos you can actually watch that are designed to help you promote business credit and financing. So you're getting all this. So you're getting basically the equivalent of a business credit business in a box. Everything you need to successfully sell business credit and financing as a service. You even get your own website. Here's what the website looks like. Business Credit University.com. So this is what your actual website will look like. It's WordPress. Whoa, that's not right. What did I type in? Business credit. Maybe it don't have a business credit. I'll have to look at that later. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you the website. I don't know. I thought I had it up on a domain, but it doesn't look like I do. So you get your own website that's WordPress that you could put up. Costs us about $2,000 to have created. Your own automated webinars. You're getting your own flyers. All the stuff is white label. So it's all designed for you to put your own information in here. And this might take a minute to populate because it's not a regular PDF. It's an actual flyer. So I'll give that a second. So you can see here, all professionally done. Okay, you enter your own logo. They're all completely designed to be customized. So you're getting flyers, you're getting marketing, you're getting videos, you're getting webinars, you're getting email content, social media content, your own website, you're getting ebooks and free reports. Everything you need to successfully sell business credit and financing as a service, you're actually getting as part of your actual enrollments. This is called the Business Credit Building Checklist. I use this myself to market business credit on Facebook with very good. We pay about $4 per opt-in. And you can see the quality of our content. Okay, this is all completely white label. Guys, look, I don't care what industry you're in or what you're ever thinking about doing as a business. You will never find something as turnkey as this, where you get all of these materials completely done for you. And this is just one book, and they're all the same. So here's decoding FICO scores, for example, all professionally done, all completely customizable in your name. So you're getting ebooks as well as that. Again, I showed you the marketing flyers, PowerPoint presentations you can use, done for you seminar where I'm giving you an actual seminar, the information on how to set up a seminar, how to actually come in here and let me see here. If this is going, it's a big presentation. Let's see if it's going to let me open this thing or not. I'll show you it actual. So here's an actual, there's a couple different seminar presentations you can actually use. And here you go. So here's an actual seminar presentation that you can use. I mean, everything you need to know to be able to sell at a seminar. And this has already been tested and proven. Here's the statistics we talked about. A Bloomberg quote. Here's the statistics. 1.2% of business loans come from conventional banks per the Department of Revenue. So everything you need to actually sell business credit financing as a service, you're getting. And this is all professionally done for you to actually sell at a seminar. So as you can see here, you get a lot of stuff. We do live training webinars every week. You have access to our entire library of past training webinars. This is going to take a minute to pull up because it's pretty elaborate. So any training you want on marketing on Facebook and LinkedIn marketing and Twitter advertising, and this is from our finance team that they just did this week. Okay, this is actually Megan teaching us on business credit. So these are actual clients. So this client came in and taught us how to sell business credit on radio because he does this successfully. Okay, this was a success story. So we even have a lot of these clients come in and will teach you exactly what they're doing to be successful. You're plugged into our Facebook group. You're plugged into our LinkedIn group. You're in our community. You're even able to attend weekly webinars, which are only for our clients, all as a result to help train you on offering business credit and financing as an actual service. And then we have all kinds of finance training resources too. So for example, here's a finance program cheat sheet that teaches you about our main funding programs, what's required to qualify, loan amounts, rates, anything you need to know on all of our funding programs. We even give you underwriting guidelines on our program so you know exactly what it takes for somebody to be approved. Look, you can use our finance qualifier and you could just submit them and we'll tell you who qualifies. But if you want to dive in deep and know even more, then we make all this accessible. On top of, even if you're part of our funding program, we're giving you finance videos. So these are all whiteboard videos on our main core funding programs that you're even able to use to market and advertise as well. So that kind of walks you through a lot of the experience with us. First of all, you can see it's super cool. It's in one system. Not only do you have everything you need to sell business credit here, all your training, all your marketing resources available, your own business credit builder, your own finance suite, your own finance qualifiers here too. So you can build your business credit, you can get financing, and then you can also come in and you're also able to get everything you need to set up customers, manage your customers, see what's going on with them during the process. You also get the ability to access, like I said, all of your trading, all your marketing, all in one place. The newest feature we're getting ready to add next week is a feature, I'm going to say 2 weeks just in case, is where you can actually add your salespeople in here. And when you add your salespeople in here, then they're able to get specialized training without any of our logos, any of our branding. Of course, your end customers don't see our branding either, but some of our trading resources do have it because we're expecting you to look at it, not your end customer. But with their sales team, we even got specialized training section that's just for your sales team to train a sales team where they don't even know the training's coming from us. It looks like it's from you. It's a completely white label system. Gives you the ability to get business credit, get financing, as well as offer business credit and financing as a service. So hopefully you enjoyed this demo. I'm going to open this up for questions. And I know one of the questions is going to be price. So I'm going to tell you 2 things about price. First of all, I do have a special, but I'm not even going to talk to you about it now because I'm not trying to pitch you and sell you. I just wanted to give you a demo walkthrough. You're going to get an email today, tomorrow, because you're registered for this webinar that will give you a special to access our actual special as part of this webinar. We do specials once in a while. I'm going to do a special because you took the time to attend the webinar. It's basically going to be about a third off on our VIP package. So you're basically going to be able to get our VIP package for the same price as our premier package, and you're able to break it up into payments. So we offer payments of $497. If for any reason that's too expensive for your blood, let us know. Okay, we'll work with you if it makes sense for us and it makes sense for you. We're going to work with you. But our main program is 7 payments of $497 and 1 payment of $24.95. You get a discount if you do it in one shot. And our offer that I'm going to go ahead and put out to you through email is you're going to get our top level package for this lower level investment. Now, let's dive into this. The 411 costs you $300 a year. Your Experian or any monitoring you get $600 a year. You're going to pay $900 a year for what we're giving you through the finance suite at no cost. Then if you get with Dun Bradstreet and start paying them, you're going to pay at least about $1,000 with them. So just to try to build your own business credit with what you're going to need, you're going to spend about $2,000. With us, you're able to get everything I showed you, our business credit builder, our finance qualifier, the full finance suite, all the marketing, the training, everything you need to offer business credit financing as a service. You become a licensed partner, all for pretty close to the same of what you're going to spend even building your business credit. And you're working with our advisor team, and you're working with our partner team, and you're working with our credit suite reseller team that helps you with all aspects of selling business credit and financing as a service as well. So keep your eye on the email. It's going to be a special link that's going to give you our top level package for our bottom level pricing. So it's something you want to look out for. I'm going to send that to you probably a little bit later today. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up to questions. I want to make sure that any and all questions you have are addressed. There we go. Lane's on the webinar. I think Lane's on here with us. That's awesome. Thanks, Lane. So Lane actually just sent me, and Lane is one of my business partners. So Lane just sent me this. This is the link to the actual website that you're getting. So when you're enrolling, you're actually getting your own website. It's completely customizable. Everything here you can change. It's got About Us page. It's got a page about business credit, business funding, contact us. Everything here is completely customizable. So this is the website. It costs us about $2,000. We had this built. We didn't buy this as a template. We had this built from scratch. Cost us about $2,000, a little more than that on 99 designs. You're getting as part of that. So just the website alone costs pretty much what you're actually paying to enroll on top of everything else. So thanks, Lane. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up and see if you have any questions. Call me on. Okay, so Pete's on here too, man. Look, my whole team is surprising me today. Like, who's manning the phones if you're all here with me? Okay, so let me go back through. I'm going to see if you guys have questions. I want to make sure I answer every question you have. And for those of you that attend my live webinars, you know I don't often stick around for questions because I'm usually running from one event to another. But I made some time today because I want to make sure that any of your questions are addressed. So I see everybody was entering their information in here, which is great. Can you repeat how you found that info? I'm not sure exactly what that was. I think you're talking to somebody else. You cannot use a PO box or UPS address as your business address. How do you establish EIN without using your personal social? I just walked through and showed you that. So hopefully you now know that. It's a matter of basically getting an EIN number, getting an entity, getting an EIN number, and then establishing using vendor accounts to set up your initial business credit. Then once you have 5 business credit accounts, then you're able to actually come in and start getting access to store revolving accounts. Then you're able to actually get access to cash credit accounts. So remember, I walked you through that process. You set up your business credibly. You actually get access to your business credit report, see if there's anything there, fix any inaccuracies. Then you get these vendor accounts. And vendor accounts are what are absolutely crucial to start building your initial business credit profile and score so you can start getting store and cash credit accounts. Are financing usually available for real estate companies? Yes. And as a matter of fact, real estate investors are one of our biggest segments, one of our biggest industries, because you can't get money anywhere else. So we have financing that works just for real estate investors. Our unsecured program is one of the best you're going to find out there, where a real estate investor can get about 50 to 100 grand in unsecured financing. And that being said, I'll speak to some of the financing we have. If you have collateral or assets, we can get you collateral or asset-based financing with terms under 5%, rates under 5%. If you have good personal credit, we can get you unsecured financing, or if you have a credit partner that does, we could typically get you 50 to 100,000 within a few weeks. Even if you just are starting a business just based on your personal credit. We also offer cash flow based financing. So if you have cash flow of 10,000 a month or more, we can get you financing there. And if you do have good credit and tax returns, then we can get you all kinds of other options, including private money, alternative SBA, 10-year term loans, credit lines. And if you have none of those things, you can still build business credit. So yes, as a real estate investor, you can get unsecured financing, you can get business credit, you can also get collateral-based financing if you have collateral such as 401k stocks, those type of things. Can you call us when the session's over? John, definitely will. If you don't mind, do you mind putting your number into the chat? I'm going to give you a couple different options here. First of all, you can get with us. Our phone number is 877-600-2487. I'm going to go ahead and type that in the chat as well as it be on our website here. This is our phone number. And this is our actual email address, info@creditsuite.com. So you can either email us, or you can call us, John, or you could type in your number here, and I will make sure that somebody on our team actually gives you a call. So yes, we will make sure that you can contact it, or you can definitely contact us as well. Let me find out where I was. Can you call us? Okay, to acquire properties. Yes, as we just talked about, you can. I just got off a podcast earlier. I was on a podcast at 1 o'clock to 1:30 with a gentleman that he was doing an interview with me on how you use business credit to purchase real estate. So yes, buying real estate is one of the biggest reasons that we see people obtain business credit. As an already established equipment and working capital finance broker, can I just use the credit building portion of the suite and not lose control of the borrower? Absolutely, you can. That's a great question. You have the ability of, when you set up a new customer, you have the ability to tell us whether or not you want them to get business credit and or financing. So you can come in here and just use the business credit builder aspect. So see this right here. You can choose include financing blueprint, yes or no. So for example, if William, you have William Scott, so hopefully you go by William, not Scott. If not, correct me and I'll go by the right name. So William, you can come in here and choose that yes, you do want somebody to get business credit or not. If you don't want them to get access to financing, you click no. And then what happens is this whole section, this whole module of financing goes away. When they log in, they'll only see the business credit builder. They won't see the finance qualifier. This thing's completely customized. So if you send, and William, let me give you another example. Let's say you want to give them access to financing, but you don't want our team to contact them. You want our team to contact you. We could do that as well. So we can easily come in and do that as well. So we can actually do either or. We can come in, we can give you the ability to tell us you want the customer to have business credit and financing, or you can even get financing for the customer and have yourself contacted instead of the customer. So you're the one that's talking to the customer and our team's the one that's securing financing, giving you access to other options you're not offering now. So let me move on and see any other questions, and hopefully that answered your question. If not, you can let me know. Will this webinar be available for future? Yes, we are using a service called Webinar Jam, and Webinar Jam actually is recording this live on YouTube as you're watching. So what's going to happen is later today, you're going to get a playback to this webinar because you attended. I will make sure that you get a link to a playback of this webinar as well as that special link to save the money. And if you don't want to wait for the email to come, again, I typed in our email address, info@creditsuite.com, our phone number, 877-600-2487. Feel free to give us a call and our team will work out that special without you needing the email to do it. How can I review this? So I just talked to you about that. I will get you a replay of the webinar. How long is the approval time? Well, it depends on what you're talking about, KC. You know, if you're talking about business credit, I told you about how that is. You get vendor credit right away. Business credit takes, or then store credit takes you about 60 to 90 days. Cash, Visa, MasterCard credit, you get in 120 days, which means in 120 days, you can get multiple $5,000 to $10,000 limit credit cards without your personal credit being a factor. The fastest way you're ever going to get money if you don't have cash flow credit or collateral. If you do have good credit now and you want to get unsecured financing faster, you can get unsecured financing in about 3 weeks for about 50 to 100 grand. That's based on, actually it's 50 to 150 grand, but most of it we see average about 50 to 100 grand. You can get that in about 3 weeks time, which based on personal credit of you or a guarantor. If you have collateral or it's like stocks, bonds, 401ks, purchase order, account receivables, you can usually get that kind of financing in about 2 to 3 weeks with rates under 5%. Alternative SBA, 10-year term loans, that stuff takes longer, about a month and a half to secure. And you can get cash advances, cash flow-based financing in about 48 to 72 hours. I tell people a week. On average, it's about 72 hours. You can even get it faster if need be, if you're quick to respond. So that gives you time frames for business credit building and financing. And yes, Pete, okay, Casey, call me on direct line. So Pete is on our team. So Pete, make sure that, Casey, you can either type in your information in here. Pete's on our team and his number is 855-504-4120. We typed that in here. You can also give us a call right here at 877-600-2487 or email us info@creditsuite.com and we'll make sure that we can get you taken care of. And then Lane was in here. Thanks, Lane, for helping me with that. Less than 3, and I'm not sure, okay, what you're actually referencing, but I think you and Lane are in your own conversation, which is cool. You guys are like in your own world. How did you get to the Experian scoring page? Okay, so this is exactly how you do it. When you're in the finance suite, you come to Business Credit Builder, and there's a couple ways. As a partner, you can actually come to Partner Home, and you can go right here to go to Check Business Credit, and it pulls it up right away. Boom. It takes a minute to pull up because Experian interface is kind of a little bit slow. And we're working on that with Experian. It's more to do with them than us. But you can access it right here from this way, or you can actually come into step 3. And step 3 says credit report dashboard. You can actually access it from right here too. Pull Experian Business. So you can go to step 3.7 and access the Experian Smart Business, or Partner Home, access your reports. You can get it either way. And then here's me typing in the information. I got 2 LLCs and want to build credit for both. Will I have to pay for each company separately for your program? No, you don't, George, and I wouldn't. Okay. The bottom line is you see how this works. I mean, you enter the information in here. You can only enter the information of one company in here. But what you can do is follow the same steps for the second company. So if you came in and the first company, you came through and set up your business foundation, and you make sure that your business entity is set up, you set up the entity for the other at the same time. Then you come in here and you make sure that you have a real business address. You set up a business address for the other one at the same time. So you can only enter one company in here at a time, but I wouldn't pay for a second one unless you want to. As a partner, you get the other one for wholesale, $500 to $700 if you want to. But first, I would try doing it without paying for that second unit by just following the same steps with your second company. You can do it either way. And if you decide you want to have a platform for both, then you'll be able to get it on the wholesale side, so you can do so, but you definitely don't need to. Can Credit Suite help me get a merchant account? Absolutely, we can. Victoria, as you saw right here in step 1, we help customers get access to merchant accounts. We deal with several high-risk merchant providers. So we deal with people that give you really, really good rates. We have one of our sources will not even look at your personal credit. You heard me right. They do not even look at your personal credit for approval. Okay, so we've got sources that are very high risk. They deal with high risk industries. They deal with people with severe credit problems. We also deal with sources that are very, very, very low rate, very cheap. So right through the Finance Suite will help you get set up with a merchant account, even if you have credit issues, even if you're in a high risk industry. So hopefully that helps. Thanks. Awesome. Glad that helped you. Where is your office located? And do you have an office in Cali? We don't. It's kind of like this. We've got people in California, but we don't have an office there. So our main office is down here in Tampa, Florida, and a large part of our team is right here in Tampa, Florida. As a matter of fact, if you call us and we don't answer, it's because our whole team is going to Top Golf for a little Christmas event here in a few hours, except for Lane. Lane, I'm sorry you can't make it because Lane's out in Utah right now. So a lot of our team is scattered around. Ryan on our team actually works out in California. We've got team in Washington. We've got team members in Utah. We've got team members in Wyoming. So we've got representation on the West Coast that are full-time team members that work virtually. And then our office and a large part of our team is right here on the East Coast in Tampa, Florida. So we have representation on both coasts. So we do have people out there, but we don't necessarily have an office in California. We might some point West Coast, but it'll probably be closer to Vegas or Washington area. But again, we're very available for you. So if you'd like, feel free to send us an email. Feel free to give us a call. We can have somebody out in Cali give you a call, or even one of our team members here locally give you a call. But we'll be here to help you. We try to have representation across all time zones because our clients are in all time zones. Even better. Cool. Do car dealerships offer business credit accounts for businesses that may purchase vehicles? Yes, some lenders do allow you to get approved for business credit only. As a matter of fact, I just talked to somebody the other day that secured an auto lease using their business credit. I think it was a webinar we did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you go to our YouTube channel and you just go to YouTube and type in business credit as the search, you'll find like a couple paid ads that have nothing to do with business credit. And then you'll find us right at top, or the top couple videos. And you can go to our channel and type in success story, and you'll be able to pull up a video where we just had somebody on there that I'm pretty sure they built their business credit and got an auto lease doing it. And to tell you a little bit about their story, they had $1,200. They sold a flat screen TV and an old truck to get $1,200 to start an accounting practice. They found us. We helped them build their business credit. They got a lot of vendor credit right away, used that to build their office. They got store credit shortly after. They ended up getting an American Express business card with a very high limit. They did all this within the course of about a year. I forget, they got well over 100 grand in credit within, I think, about a year's time. And they now have, in the first year in business, they'll break over $1 million. I don't remember if it was like 1.1, 1.2 million. They'll do their first year in business using their business credit to fuel the whole operation. We have a lot of clients with those kind of success stories, but that's the most recent that we had out there. You can access that on our YouTube channel. And the reason I bring that up is they use their business credit to get an actual auto lease. Um, Lane Lane says it's okay. He's not upset that he's not going to make our Top Golf event. He's going to Star Wars tonight. I'm taking my son to the Star Wars event yesterday. Or tomorrow. He's been talking about the thing for days. Okay, so any other questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm going to stick around. I want to make sure every question that you have is answered. So guys, look, guys, you can't say guys. It's not politically correct anymore. Guys and gals, look, we've done something that's just never been done before. I mean, I don't want to like say that in a boastful, bragging way. It's just a simple, plain truth. Any business can build business credit without a personal guarantee, without needing your personal credit being involved. And what we've done is taken a very complicated process that's usually reserved for very well-established businesses, and we've simplified it. We broke it down to an easy to follow format so your customers can be successful in building business credit, and you can. You're talking about somebody getting the ability to get about $10,000 plus in vendor credit in the first couple months of them building business credit. They can then escalate to 10, 20, 30,000 in store credit a couple months after, and people getting 50, 60, even 100,000 in cash credit in months after. So you're talking about a system that you can offer to customers for $2,000, $3,000, where they can literally get $50,000, $100,000 easily within the first year through a simple step-by-step format, working with our advisor team to do it. We then added in financing. We did something alone there that's never been done. We tie in thousands of different lenders, every legitimate kind of funding program that's out there. So you and your customers don't need to know what kind of program you need or what you'll qualify for. We'll do it for you. We'll cross-check it against all programs that are available and tell you all the financing you can get. So even if you can't get financing now, then we'll still probably more than likely be able to get you financing down the road as you build your business credit and as your business becomes more established. Okay, even if you're brand new business, we still have financing that will work for you beyond business credit available even as a startup business. So we bring the financing to you, and you get to work with our finance officers to help you with all aspects of financing, shop rates, shop terms, get you everything you need and can get for financing. You know, we had a client that came in and he was shutting down his business because he had a $400,000 tax lien and he couldn't get the money. He didn't come to us asking for money. He came to us for credit help. And then we suggested financing. He said, there's no way. I got a 580 score. I need $500,000. That guy now has secured nearly $2 million about a year and a half later. We got him the $500,000. He paid off the tax lien. He actually ended up running for political office. He's now opened up a second office. He's thriving when he was planning on shutting down his business a year and a half ago because he couldn't get financing. We have another client that's just now secured, I think Dex, our finance officer, said nearly 200 grand. She had a beat up old tow truck and was trying to make a living. She came to us for 50 grand. Everybody denied her. She got to us. We got her approved for 8 grand. She proved herself. 3 months later, we got her approved for 40 grand. She came back 3 months later. We got her approved for another 50. I think she's up to about a total of 150 grand. She's got a fleet of 5 trucks on the road now. Her revenue has grown by 4 or 5 times what it was when she came to us. This is my world. I'm so blessed to live in a world where these success stories happen every single day. And when you offer business credit financing, you get to be on the other side. You get to hear entrepreneurs that have awesome dreams and things they can do really well with, but people won't give them the help. And through the finance suite, we help them get the business credit and financing to fuel those dreams, as well as you get the ability here to offer this as a service. So not only can you get the business credit for your business, financing for your business, but you get the ability to resell this as a white label system. And as you've seen, there's probably nothing more elaborate than what we're providing you here. We're giving you every resource you need to be successful offering business credit and financing. It's all done for you. It's all completely customizable. It's all white label. And again, it's everything you need to be successful. We give you the coaching to be successful. You get plugged into our network. You're hearing webinar after webinar from other people that are successful. We just had somebody on our webinar a few weeks ago. He's doing 30 sales a month at $6,200. He sells the finance suite for $6,200 and he's doing 30 sales a month. He's down here in Tampa. I was just in his office. Okay, we have somebody else again that's selling this successfully on radio and on and on and on. So these partners even come on and share their success stories so you can even mimic their success. So it's an all-in-one solution for you to get business credit, get financing, as well as make a living offering this to your customers. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up as soon as I answer any final questions. So if you have any final questions, let us know. Tom, protected territories? No, we don't have protected territories. And Tom, I'll tell you why. We don't need them. You don't need them. Think about this. If you're a mortgage broker, if you're a real estate agent, how many real estate agents and mortgage brokers do you have in your town, right? It's thousands and thousands. But with us, we've only got about 300, 350 active partners selling business credit around the country. We've got about 650, 700 that enrolled with us, but a lot of those people enrolled just because they primarily were interested in building their business credit financing, not as much to sell business credit. So we've got about 300 out there in the entire country selling business credit financing, and there's no other competition in the business credit space. So it's very, very, very rare that you'd ever even run into somebody else selling the finance suite in your area. More than likely, in your networking groups, in your circles of all the people you're talking to, you're going to be the only person that offers business credit and financing. And as a result of that, we don't need to have territories in place, nor do we want to limit you. We want you to have the ability to advertise and promote this nationwide, which you can. And we've got this spread out enough and done enough as a white label system where you're not going to probably run into other partners out there that are selling the same thing. So there's no restrictions, Tom. You can openly sell this across the country as you wish. Thanks, Ty, for taking the time to do a live demo. Not strictly a canned one. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm not one to do this. Like I said, I'm so accustomed to giving out free information instead of talking about us that I rarely do so. And so I appreciate you hanging on with me because it's kind of even an awkward thing for me to talk so much about us. But a lot of you have asked for this to take place to show you exactly what we do and what we can do for you. So hopefully you got a lot out of this. How many partners in the peninsula in Florida? I don't know offhand, Tom, but I don't think a lot. We've got most of our partners in Florida are down here by me. They're Tampa, they're Orlando, they're St. Pete, they're Miami. I don't know of any that are really big producing partners up there in the peninsula. But regardless, if we did have any that were huge up there, I'd let you know. I don't have any. The biggest we have in Florida is we've got one in Miami and one in Tampa that do a lot of business. We might have some others that do some things here and there. But again, you're not going to run in to many competitors. And if you want to know how many, you can also go to businessfinancesuite.com, businessfinancesuite.com. Actually, you can't get in touch with us from there, you'll see, but you can come in and locate a consultant. And if you went to the consultant locator and typed in your zip code, it would tell you, and make sure you type in the zip code and address that it's the United States because this will search worldwide. Okay, this is searching, well, this is local. So you can come in and search, and then it'll pull up the information where they are in that area. So it's businessfinancesuite.com, and that'll actually give you access to that information. I don't know where I just was. I think I just went back. So you can go there and check that out. But, again, whatever it is you sell in life, you're not going to find fewer people in your area that offer business credit or offer a service than you will business credit. It's just nobody really offers it except for our partners, and our partners are so spread out and so small in comparison to the people that are out there population-wise that you're rarely ever going to run into them. How many partners? How long does the special pricing last? You'll get an email about that. We're going to run that, I'm pretty sure, through Sunday. So you'll have about 4 days to actually take advantage of the special pricing. And again, with that special pricing, you're getting our top level package, our VIP package, which comes with 12 months of email content, 10 articles, 12 months of social media posts, 15 marketing videos, 10 ebooks, 10 webinars, 6 professional marketing flyers. You're getting the sales scripts, the contracts, the Done For You seminar, the press releases. You're getting articles. You're getting email training, all that training vault. And you're getting the business credit builder too. Your finance suite, the business credit building program, the 20-point compliance checklist, the 411 listing and EIN setup, the business credit report and scoring, the free DUNS number, the Experian Smart Business Access, the vendor accounts, the store accounts, the cash credit accounts, 12 months with our business advisors, and indefinite time with our partner team that helps you be successful, 5 years with our finance officers, finance qualifier. You're getting all of that not for our $34.95 price tag, but $24.95, which is about a third off. You could break it down into 7 payments of $497, or you can email us info@creditsuite.com, call us 877-600-2487, and we'll actually even work something out with you if for some reason that won't work. Or you can even type in your information here online, and Pete's with us and Lane's on with us, 2 of my business partners. One of them will get with you and work something out. So that'll work probably for the next 4 days through Sunday. You'll get an email a little bit later about that. Do you have a program that we could use overseas? No, we don't, because what happens is business credit only works in the United States if you have a U.S. company. So if you're working with somebody overseas and they want to start a U.S. company, we could help them build business credit based on that U.S. corporation. If they have a social security number in the United States, they can also get financing, but we do not offer business credit and financing overseas. I don't really think we have an interest in it either, although I'm solicited all the time by people internationally that are interested. This really works for people within the United States or people that are outside of the United States but have U.S. companies. So I don't have any other questions. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and stay here just to see if I have any other final questions. I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. So again, keep in mind that sometimes when I do a webinar like this, for the next couple of days, our phone lines are kind of jammed. Our team is off on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're thinking about waiting till Saturday and Sunday to enroll, that's fine. It's okay. But you probably want to call us today or tomorrow to ask questions, because our team will not be manning the phone on Saturday and Sunday. They'll be off spending time with their families. So make sure that if you have any questions, you email us info@creditsuite.com. You give us a ring, 877-600-2487. And we'll be able to actually answer any possible questions that you have and make sure those are answered, even if you're not enrolling today or tomorrow, even if you're enrolling Saturday or Sunday. Again, this is a pretty big deal. I think it's the only time, well, it is the only time we're going to run a special for the rest of the year. We have so many enrollments happening because we just rolled out this brand new system this summer that we probably don't plan on doing a special again for quite some time. So if for some reason you want to get enrolled, money is an issue, those type of things, still reach out to us and communicate. Let us see what we can do to help you to make sure you have a heck of a start to new year. And keep that in mind. I mean, if you're getting started round about in the next week, you literally could be in the process of applying for vendor credit accounts by the end of the year. You could be starting off next year at the end of January, beginning part of February, with your first accounts reporting and the ability to get store credit. So what a way to get your business really kicking in 2016 and starting with capital right away in the beginning part of 2016. If you qualify for financing, heck, we could even get you approved by the end of the month if you can qualify for financing. So it's a really good way to get started. And we love to work with you. We're a very close-knit group. We have a really fantastic team. I'm very blessed to work with the team that we have. A lot of them have even more experience than coming to us with business credit building. Pete, who's on the call here, Lane, who's on the call, they've been building business credit for, I don't know, Pete, I think for 7-8 years, Lane for 5-6 years before they even got with us. So these guys have literally decades of experience to help you build business credit, build financing. A lot of them have run their own businesses. They understand how to help you be successful in the space as well. And we love to work with you to help you offer business credit financing as well as get it for your business. So I'm going to see if you have any other questions. Do you have a program that we could use overseas? No, that's the same question. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time to not just hang out for the webinar, but hang out for another almost 40 minutes for this Q&A session. Hopefully you got everything addressed, all your questions answered. If you have anything else, reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to get you on board with us. We'd love to help you start getting your business credit built right away, getting financing right away. And we'd also love to help you dive in so you can start training and get out there and start making money with business credit financing. What an amazing year you can have if you're doing all of those things. So thank you very much. No, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time. Great demo. Thanks. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to join us. And as promised, I will get you a little bit later today, the webinar or an email with the links to the special. If for some reason you don't get an email from me later today, check your spam box. Might be where it ends up because it has credit in it, which you might want to whitelist our emails. That'll stop that from happening. And in that email, I'll also include you a playback to this webinar. So you can play back the webinar on YouTube, stop, forward, reverse, all those things, as well as get that special link for the sale. Or you can email us info@creditsuite.com, call us 877-600-2487, and we'll help you get enrolled even before you get that email. Thanks to you, Victoria. Thank you. And hey, listen, who was it I was talking to? Was it Victoria who flies down here in Florida? No, that wasn't you. Who was that down here? Oh yeah, it's Lysandra. You're my air traffic controller. So I'm probably going to be talking to you soon as I'm flying over in your area. So thank you all. I really enjoyed spending time with you today. I enjoyed chatting with you in the beginning, and I really enjoy that you're part of this. And part of our tribe, whether you're a client or not. I really appreciate you being part of our business credit tribe and hope to have a chance to work with all of you, talk to you, and work with you all one-on-one. So thank you all very much. Looking forward to getting paid with you. Casey, I look forward to seeing you have big checks. I look forward to writing you one of those $3, $4, $5, $10, $15,000 funding checks. So I look forward to working with you as well. So thanks everybody very much for taking the time to join us today. I really appreciate your time. I know how valuable it is, and I look forward to working with you on the business credit side, helping you get business credit, helping you get financing, and helping you be successful offering it as a service. Thanks everybody very much for taking the time to join us. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks everybody.